think our stream is up and live.
All right, give me a minute to go test.
We'll see if anybody joins us tonight. All right, I'm going to go post the link. Oh.
Disc started our stuff.
Did she?
Yeah. Taking a look without sound for a minute.
Hello all. Welcome.
Shouldn't you ping K-Pack?
I already did an hour and a half ago.
Oh, point.
Oh, look, we got people. Hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope it sounds all right to you. We're doing a little more. Moved to a new computer. Supposedly have a better microphone. And we even have an agenda. Oh, good. The audio says they're good.
I wonder if they can hear me from here. Can you guys hear me all right? Oh, wow.
Can hear done. Wow.
Oh, yes.
So you realize, though, this is a point for Apple and Mac.
Shut up.
Okay, I'm just saying. Okay. Wonderful. We have a ton to go over. I think I said as an hour and a half. I'm going to try so hard to get it done. I believe we have Furion moderating the chat today.
So we got Furry on disc. Both have the sword.
All right, perfect.
Much better start than last time. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, we upgraded OBS as well, and we've got lots of fun new things. I can actually see the chat as we're going. All right, Sheba, if I think we need you, I'll let you know.
Well, should we just promote Sheba so we have it? Because that'll keep it between podcasts. I just don't remember the thing.
Mod, and then...
Yeah, that's right. Furion, why are you here? It's 5 a.m.
Okay, I know you said... But Furion said that it's 5 a.m. There's absolutely no way. But I was like, Furion's still going to be here.
I know.
Okay, so just saying. All right. I think that's enough warm-up. We can get rolling. We've got a lot to do.
Yep. Should we say feel free to chat and Twitch, but questions go to Discord.
Oh, yes. Please chat over here however much you want in Twitch. If you have questions, please go to our Discord and leave them there in that questions channel, and that way Dunn can give them to me as I need to.
Harrow says it's 5 for them too.
Okay, well, next time I guess we'll try for, let's see, what is it? 8 our time? 10 our time's not a big deal for us, which would make it 7 their time.
I mean, it's still a morning, but it's a weekend, so yeah. Okay, we should keep that in mind, so late night for us.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, they've already spotted the background.
Yep. Did you promote Sheba?
I did. At least I thought I did.
Yeah,
they've got a sword.
Oh, they do have a sword now.
Okay. Da-da-da.
It's because we sound as ridiculous as we do.
Exactly. They used to say I sounded like a Disney princess. I don't believe them, but they did say it. Alrighty, so let's start first things first. Welcome to the Tokotas podcast for the New Year's, January 1st, 2022. Ooh. Halfway to our 8th anniversary already. It just feels like 7th anniversary. All right. So, we're going to talk first about the breeding roller. Isn't that awesome? It finally went live. You can find the link to it in the pinned comment of our breeding roller feedback in our Discord. We will obviously announce that roller with Open. I will have something to say about Open and when we think it'll be shortly, but we will definitely link that. And do recall that Open, January, you can use the old breeding odds as long as you are not using Dakinos or 75% dyers. Oh, thank you, Disc. But you can make your choice otherwise between the two of them, keeping in mind that the old roller, which is the one you will find on the normal breeding roller link at this point in time, that particular roller has all of the old odds. So it has none of the Toki changes, it has none of the new UTs we're going to talk about, none of the new items.
None of the new Akota mains mutations. We didn't go back and...
Yeah. It's all or nothing. So if you want any of the new things, you need to be in the new roller. So I suspect that for most people, they're going to swing around and just do some 50-50 breedings over in the old roller, and that'll be that. So let's talk feedback from our last one. So we did a huge slideshow presentation of our Breeding Rebalance 2021. You can find a link to that a little lower on our Twitch, and we will get it up on our YouTube hopefully pretty soon here. I just need to sit down and actually upload it. So we did that, and we had a huge presentation, and we welcomed everyone and anyone's feedback, however they felt about it. We wanted honesty, just please be respectful. And obviously we were going to catalog all of that we got. And the answer was we didn't get as much as we thought we were going to. We expected to have a lot more, especially with how much we were throwing out, and we didn't. But the feedback we did get was all 95% positive. A couple people lamenting, and I don't blame you. It's the same things we lamented about on the podcast. We were like, yeah, we're not super thrilled about this, but we're doing it for this reason. And everyone's response was, I lament this and agree with your reasoning. So, thank you for listening to us. Thank you for understanding. Yep. See, I'm looking at
Kirby, that's Kirby.
I know it's Kirby. I can't say your new name, Kirby. Sorry. Same thing was, you're not happy about the normal slots for males going down, but there's so much good that came out of it. It's kind of hard to complain. You can find something if you try. And that's kind of what the feedback we got was. If I wanted to complain, I could find a way to complain. But for the most part, I'm really happy with the changes. And we appreciate...
I'm so sorry.
All the trust that you've given to us, how well the community has accepted this, and I've seen lots of people in the community take time to explain to others who didn't understand something how it worked based on what they learned in the podcast. And a couple of questions were brought to us, and we have answered those to the best of our ability. And I do have a very small update that we are also making to add on to that. This affects a grand total of 9 people.
We had to duplicate.
Oh, we duplicate 8 people. And we've already, low-key gone ahead and done this. We are changing Ancient Bloodline away from a heart unlock. As I was going into the code and I was working on it, this cropped up while we were testing, which is why it never was on the table prior to that. When we were testing, because Ancient Bloodline was a 10-15, instead of a 5-10 like the other 2 traits, it created situations where I was running into, there was 5% of my breeding odds, technically 2.5% of my breeding odds missing, and solving for it, while very possible, would have been very time consuming. So we queried the system, discovered that there was 8 people who'd ever spent a heart on this. We have changed Ancient Bloodline to a 5-10. We have refunded 9 hearts into the system for anyone who spent it on there, and we have already updated all Dom Akotas, or actually all Dom anything that had Ancient Blood to have Ancient Blood too. So that's happened. It's pretty minor. It's pretty small, but we'll put it in the news. You'll hear about it there, and the changes already through the system. Oh yes, they definitely looked weird on the site today. And if you've seen our new roller, which actually let me go ahead and see if I can pop our new roller up for everybody to look at. Going. Keep talking. Always keep talking. I'm kidding. I'm not going to force you all to listen to me say nothing. Okay. Oh, Jill, what have you done? You've done something silly, but you'll fix that. I found a bug in that moment. In the moment I went to open it and show you guys I found a bug. But thankfully it's not a bug with how anything rolls.
Come on a little bit.
Sure. Alright, let me add display capture. Yeah, give me some display capture. Okay. Can you guys see my display? I feel like you can't see my display. Oh, it's gotten so good they can hear you whispering.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
That's pretty impressive, actually. I'm super impressed by that.
Also, yeah, no, I can't see it. You may need to turn the...
Found it.
Yep.
Apologies, everyone. You know, it's like trying to figure this out. Nope, that's not what I want.
Okay, I can see the desktop.
Don't worry. We're jumping.
Okay.
All right. Can we see?
I can see OBS.
Oh, come on, OBS. I'm so sorry, everybody. Every time I try a new trick, it's always a disaster. You can tell I'm not a professional, right? Okay. We'll try that one more time. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Nope. Nope. Wow. Chrome.
Kirby's like, you use Mac PC is better. Just saying. Because it is.
It's not. Alright, and my apologies. Apparently I cannot window share it. I can probably figure it out, but I don't want to sit here and fuss with it too much more right now. So, if you pull up the reading roller, you will see that we have put a lovely new format on it. We have moved it into our style. We did have to make some updates to account for a little bit of space loss, obviously, when you have that sidebar. Those of us with giant monitors, you wouldn't have felt it, but those of us who have, like my little 13-inch right here, you felt it when there was 4 columns. Everything was kind of unreadable and stretched. So we've done a little bit of an update to basically style everything and bring it into our new system. We did some back-end reformatting as well, so that minor coders like Dunn knows how to do a little bit, and we have a couple other people who know how to do little bits in our coding, can go add new traits and minor things like that without needing me. Basically just to optimize it for ourselves for future updates. We had a complete revamp of how litter sizes work, and we had a complete revamp of how breeding odds were determined. So we ripped out about 1,000 lines of code and replaced it with about 100 lines of code. It was an impressive feat for the coders. Not necessarily super interesting for the rest of you. But, so we have the new style in place. Let us know if you see any issues with the new style. Hopefully, you know, everyone likes it in whatever theme they're using. Okay. All right, moving on. I got a couple more things here for this breeding roller, and then I have some super exciting news. And then Kino tonics and traits, they're all in there. They're all functional. Everything should be good. Let me know if anything's missing, and we'll handle it from there. You'll notice that none of the Hara traits are in there. Tokaras are on the roller. You can roll them in breedings that have Tokaras in them, but obviously there's none out in the system, so they aren't going to pop. They don't randomly pop in any particular combination without a Tokara involved. You'll see them. Their traits are not there. Will Kinos be able to have patience too? No, they don't have patience too. We'll put that question in Discord and I'll take it in a second. The Hara traits will be added when Haras drop, very likely February, March time. We're gunning for February, but you know what it's like. There's 1,000 things to do. They will be added then. due to we have a couple things like tape toe and alpha that'll randomly throw traits on there, and we don't want to accidentally randomly throw a horror trait on something without the horrors in the system. So those will all be added. That includes, what are we calling it? Sprinter Solution right now?
Sprinter Solution, Fleet Feet, and yeah, those two.
So Sprinter Solution, Fleet Feet. Fleet Feet would be the name of their build trait. And Runner's Rations will be the name of their supplement. I believe you can already see that on there. All right. Oh, and there is one more big breeding change that you should be aware of. While I was in there and working on the breeding odds, I discovered yet another wonderful moment where we look at old code and realize that the 16-year-olds that built our game did not know how math worked, and that's okay.
Did you say 6 or 16?
I said 16.
I heard 6, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the 16-year-olds did not know. And it turns out that your Toki chance, your random Toki chance, was set very low, and we knew that. And the tiny terror tincture, when you used it, did not even add a percentage of chance to roll a Toki. It was a little crazy. So we have so we went ahead and updated that. Now in a standard breeding, it is a 1% chance.
Tiny terror tinctures weren't affected by this. They did give you a significant boost.
No, they didn't.
I thought they did.
No.
Oh my god.
No. The tiny terror tincture didn't even give you a 1% boost. But they worked correctly in standard Toki breedings. They very much worked correctly in standard Toki. If you applied one for a standard breeding, hoping for a Toki, that was where you weren't getting the bonus. Okay? So it's probably actually a smaller amount of people who wasted them than, because if their Toki was involved, you fell into a different set of odds where it did work correctly.
I don't know, you got Shiba, Furrion, and Ocean all crying about their wasted tiny terror tinctures.
I'm so sorry, guys. Only wasted, I mean, it gave you a bonus, but it wasn't even a percent. So I've gone ahead and ripped that out. It was overly complicated. The numbers were pretty trash. And I've changed it to work like the Barbary. So in a standard, you have a 1% chance of rolling a Barbary, and you have a 1% chance of rolling a Toki. So I've done that, and the Tiny Terror Tincture now affects it by doubling your Toki chance. Yes, that does only mean 2%. But it's there. It's just more streamlined.
It's significantly higher than it was.
It's a significantly higher chance than it was.
By what? 3 decimal points?
Yeah, by 3 decimal points. Yeah. It's a higher chance. All right, and that's the big one. On another fun fact about the roller, we actually used the formula that we presented in the slideshow at the start of the month. We used that actual formula to roll dire odds. So it works exactly like we promised you it would. We literally math out your past chance and go from there. Okay? Awesome. And I think that's everything for the breeding roller there, because we've got it out. Let us know if you see any problems.
Did we go over how Kenotonic and the build increasing traits are subtracting so people know? Oh, yes, of course. This did come up. So if you use build increasing consumables or traits, and there is more than one possibility out of the roll, so if there's more than 2 technically, possibilities out of the roll, we made the call that everything would be removed equally. So if you use a dire rem on a dire Akota breeding, then you're going to lose 2.5% to the Dakino, and you're going to lose 2.5% to the Akota. All right? If you use, I want to say, it was Big Boned and Ancient Blood.
And Ancient Blood 2.
Both level 2 versions.
So if you use Big Boned and Ancient Blood 2 on an Akota dire breeding, you remove your Dakino chance. Okay? Those two end up canceling each other out, but the Dakino chance is removed. we will put it in an FAQ for everybody, because that's probably the most important one where it's going to be an issue. But that is how it works. So it removes equally, meaning there is a possibility of removing small chances from things if you have more than one source taking it out. All right. Cool. Okay. I think that's everything there. Yep. And now we have a very big announcement. You all know that Paws stepped down as a head admin, dad, mom of the game much earlier this year.
Last year.
Well, last year. That's true. Mid last year. We have been trialing someone to take over for Paws. And at this point in time, Daffo Dilly, you know her as our breeding manager. She is stepping up into the role, and she's going to be a group mom. She's been trialing in the background. She has been doing this for months, and she's been doing it well. And the reason I want to tell you all about that up front is because, one, we're very excited to announce that she has moved up in the I guess, hierarchy to join me and Bark. And because she was integral in a lot of these breeding changes that just happened. And she was integral in the next thing that we'll be talking about, which is crafting genie removal. This was one of her... Well, she came up with the final plan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she actually came up with the final plan. I fully agreed with her plan. When she proposed it, I went, you're right, let's do it. So Daff has been doing things for the group since she started trialing about
6 months ago?
Yeah, about 6 months ago, just a little bit after Paws stepped down. Obviously, Paws is still playing the game. Paws is just not an admin anymore. All right.
So, congrats, Daff.
Yep, congrats, Daff. Woo! Everyone's excited for her.
Oh my god, I can go update all those pages now.
You can now go update all of those pages.
Oh.
We dragged her feet. Like, she was staying a dad mom for a while. We just hadn't gone and updated the pages or made an announcement. So we're taking advantage right now to do it. Yep. All right.
Do we want to handle questions on the breeding portion
of
it?
Let's handle questions on the breeding portions, or I guess Daff step up, but there's not really anything there. Paws was done being an admin, and somebody needed to take her place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The trio in charge, the trio of dads, group moms, whatever, in charge seems to work really well for us.
Yes, we are going to maintain a trio rather than a duo at any point in time. Because a trio can break a vote. A duo cannot.
Alright, so the only question I've got so far is, will Dakinos and Tokaras have any special AR traits like Brawny and Patience?
Yes, they will. Dakinos have Cleverness and Cleverness 2. Mm-hmm. So when you roll a Dakino and it rolls with Cleverness, it will go up to Cleverness 2.
Tokaras have Patience.
Tokaras have Patience. And everyone's going to sit here and go, shouldn't those be flipped? When the next build that comes after that comes, you'll understand why it's getting brawny. So, yeah. No, it didn't change, Zlua. We agreed when we did it.
Cleverness and Patience, as that should be on the podcast we did last time.
Yep. Maybe. Maybe, Seer. Maybe.
I guess nobody caught the spoiler you snuck past me.
Oh, yeah. Well, some people found it a little bit afterwards because I didn't take it off the PDF.
Dyers also have Brawny. Mm-hmm. Akotas aren't losing Patience. Tokaras will just also have Patience.
Exactly. All right. Any other questions? Yep, it's a dual thing. There will be, at this point, Tokis and Dakinos have Cleverness. Akotas and Tokaras have Patience. And Dyers have Brawny. The next build will get it. Twofold reason. The next build, Brawny suits them the best of anything that's coming. And this way, there's also significantly different silhouettes that people are drawing for their different activities. All Patience is not a humped back, bear-like creature. So in the smaller range of creatures, you can have ARs that have all the different sorts of silhouettes to draw and different things to draw if you're trying to use those traits. And in the upper range, you'll have 3 fairly distinct silhouettes to draw when you're trying to do those as well. There was an art reason for it, and always thinking about the future, and it made sense. Mm-hmm. We didn't just want to do Dakinos are mini Akotas. Mm-hmm. All right.
Exactly. More variety because we all enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
All right. I'm not seeing any others, so keep on swimming, I guess.
Yep. All right. Let's keep on swimming. So let's talk about the Crafting Genie removal. It's happened at this point. It's turned off in the system. There are no more Crafting Genies, and any Genos that have Crafting Genie on it are still valid Genos. They just will not have Crafting Genie when they get uploaded. Nope. So we are going to talk about this as politely and as respectfully as we can about everything that's happened with this trait since the start. We're not going to bash on anybody at all, as best as I can avoid it. And, we'll sort it out. So, Crafting Genie was created by someone for a system that did not exist yet. Crafting had not actually been determined how it worked when the original Crafting Genie was made. It was kind of a thing. And obviously it's had to be updated once or twice over the years. This was brought to my attention after the fact of everything that happened, but it turns out that Crafting Genie was actually once updated without telling the founder. They found out when their trait just randomly updated. And that's not fair. I think Morgan did it, but it's hard to say.
I would need to look at the timeline to figure out who did.
Yeah, but when it randomly updated on the founder, and that's not fair to them. They should have been informed. They should have been part of the conversation when it happened the first time. And I know when the second update happened, which was us moving to the site, they were in the conversation, 100%. And the change was made based on the assumptions that there was only 2 people ever benefiting from this trait. It wasn't going to hurt the system long term, and there was a low-key, unofficial, very unofficial agreement that more and more would not be generated, that those would be the only 2. So with that change in mind, it got a power bump, which is the CG that we've known for the last 3 or 4 years. And it's the one that's spread into the system. So that happened, the change was made, and we thought that would be the end of it, and we weren't too worried. Well, then CGs through sales basically started going out. And everyone that went into the system hurt the system. When it was 3 and 4, it was okay. And then it went to 8. And this time it was going to 20. And when this one happened, we were like, ugh, we can't keep ignoring it. We did do a search through our history and discovered that 2 years ago, there was a 3-day debate in the upper levels of the team about it. And it was 3 days. We were having it. We were trying to find a solution. And I believe this happened the first time the CGs got sold. Based on the timeline. It might have been the second time. I actually think it's the second time. Mm-hmm. And the debate raged and no change was allowed. And that's the honesty of it. We've tried to change CG multiple times since they started being sold. It's completely within the founder's right to sell the trait because it was theirs. They paid for it in a sale. They got it. It's had to be updated and changed throughout the years as things happen. It's probably the most changed UT that's ever existed. I think the only other one was like Trialist got an update once.
But it got a buff.
It got a buff. It got a nice little buff. So that happened. And I know that since the moment I've been a head admin, I have been trying to get CG changed to lower its power so that they don't have to be sterile. They don't have to be kept from the player base because they couldn't spread as they were. And I reached no conclusion with that at all. It wasn't happening. I know there was some confusion if admins were leaving the team over it, and that is incorrect. They were leaving the team before it happened. Truth of it. They'd already stepped down, and then this happened a week or two later. So with the latest group that came in, we were forced to sit down and have a really serious conversation about it because our economy was not going to do well from this in a lot of different ways. So this is the truth of what's happened. It sucks, but it is what it is. We have to react to what's going on now, not agreements that were made, years ago, not fights or debates that happened years ago about this. And to be clear, at no point in time did the admins ever control the flow of them going into the system. We didn't demand that they get sterilized. None of that was our call. None of it was our control. And we did not enforce breeding or not breeding of CG happening. Half the people who own CG weren't admins when they got it. It was not an admin-controlled thing, but admins did also have them. I am directly affected by this change because I got one of the first CGs that went for sale. So this is what has happened. And in December, when 8 more of them were bred, the conversation came up. Daff is actually the one who started the conversation, worried about it, and she talked to everyone. The managers had a voice call so that we could talk about this. Every manager and dad was invited to this call. Most showed, a couple could not, or...
Holiday seasons, it's hard to get us all together.
Whatever. So we got together, and many suggestions were put on the table for what to do. Daff's suggestion was to kill the trait, and then the group would reimburse the people who had spent time and money on the trait. That's the call that we made. I will tell you what I got, and Shining has agreed to say what she has got, and I will talk about that as well. It is up to the others if they want to tell you, but it'll all be in equivalent status with what I am talking about, okay? Because I don't mind saying, Shining doesn't mind saying, others might, so we're not going to tell you on that. There's only one that we will vaguely talk about. So we picked up the history, and we got from everyone what they spent on their CG, and we offered the founder a USD refund of what they paid. It's up to them if they're taking that or not. But the trait, they were informed the trait was getting removed, and that we would pay them back every cent that they spent on the trait. It's up to them if they want it or not. We'll probably hold that open for another month or two, and then just call it whatever it is at that point. There wasn't really much more we could do as far as that went. There was not a lot of conversation with them. They didn't want it, and that's that. So, that's where that stands. For people who spent money, we offered them their full USD payment back that the group would pay, or we offered them various in-game compromises from there depending on what they wanted. So for me, because I am not, I'll talk about it, it's not a big deal, I paid $500 for my CG upload. And it was sterilized, so I never made my money back on it. I didn't sell my CGs for exceptionally large amounts of money. I never made my money back on it. That was that. I had it. I was excited. I enjoyed it. It was good. When this change came around, I made an agreement with the group that I basically got a semi-custom that was on par with something you would get in lore. A little less, actually, because you couldn't get mutation or you couldn't get black or anything. But it would get a new UT on it. It is not a player-owned UT. There is a group starter for it. I just get the first kid out of that one, and that UT will stay out of the starter slot pools for about 6 months. So I get to kind of like pretend to be a founder, and sell slots and do all of that as I want, and then it'll go into the starter pool so that everyone can get it. And a couple people have taken that. Shining also took that deal. Shining is getting a small USD payment. I wanted a long main. She didn't care. Mm-hmm. She's taking a small USD payment, and she is getting her own different trait than mine. So there are 3 new breeding UTs coming out that are all the result of this cleanup.
You can talk about mine since it can't handle the clones.
Oh, and when co-owning died, there were some clones that got created. Dunn got a clone of my CG because she had been a co-owner on it. We basically offered them...
just a normal semi with a group-owned UT.
Yeah, so she got a normal semi-custom with a group-owned UT on it. Shapeshifter, that she could get designed as well. While they did, like, Dunn did lose the bonus that she had, she also never paid anything to invest in it. And everyone who owned a CG told us what they had and proved what they had spent. So, this is what we have done. Alright? That is CG. The people who had them were not bad people in any way. None of them were. Mm-hmm. Founder to the last owner, nobody was. Lots of them gave out CGs for people to use, but as the population grew, there was too much power in not enough players' hands, and the economy was in trouble already from it, and it was getting worse. These are why it got removed. Okay? So that's what that is. Trying to think. I don't think there was anything else I needed to say on the subject. No. Did I miss anything?
Don't think so.
Okay.
Did you get your totem bit?
Oh, thank you. In the conversation that we had about removing CG, the question was asked, is it ever coming back in any capacity? And our answer was, not so sure about that. But then through conversation with Cash, who's our crafting manager, we made the determination that we will make a totem that does like maybe 3 or 5 doubles, excluding legendaries, a month. So we will make some sort of totem, and then if it's a totem, anybody can get it. And if it's a really small number and it excludes legendaries, the damage is minor. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Totem art just takes time. We've got to find an artist, and we'll let you guys know when we do.
Exactly. Just takes time. We have to figure out an artist and how we're gonna unlock it, mm-hmm. and so on from there. Cool. All right. I will take questions on the CG removal. If I feel your question is just asking for salt, I'm not going to answer it. Mm-hmm. But if you've got a legit question about how this is going, or the logistics of what happened, or what I am getting out of this in any more detail, happy to answer
it. Kirby's right. We both mostly CG'd Forge Gold Medals and Creature Cages anyway.
Yes, we did.
All right. Will other kinds of crafting traits / bonuses be added?
Yes, actually, I have 2 crafting UTs.
They're in this thing.
Hey, Kier, you go ahead and you do that. I need one of these. I need a totem artist. Yeah. I do actually have 2 crafting UTs that I'm going to talk about a little bit later in this.
Will other player-owned UTs be added in the future, or will only group-added ones be done in the future? I think we're pretty set on group-owned. This is probably the extent of quote-unquote player-owned we'll ever do.
Yeah, this is the extent of player-owned we'll ever do. We enjoyed player-owned UTs at the start, but there's a lot of players and everybody wants one, and situations have arose in the past. I'm not going to point fingers at anybody because I don't need to. You all know what we're talking about if you're in the UT game at all. Mm-hmm. Situations have arose where everybody gets hurt feelings because they can't get their hands on it. It's too exclusive. And crazy things need to happen. Like me paying literally $100 for a slot in AOAs to cross our fingers and hope we can get this trait out into the system.
Mm-hmm.
And literally not being allowed to sell one of the genos from my own Toko as part of the deal to get this slot. Can't make money off of it. That's the only way you can do it. No problem. I'll gift 20, which I did. But we can't always guarantee that's going to happen. It just creates situations like that where people have really bad feelings about it. So if they're all group owned, then anybody can get one if they try.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better for us completely. Yeah, and again, I can talk about that situation because it was me paying my money as a player in the game.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Will the upcoming UTs be restricted in breeding until the starters are released? Wanting to know if I should seek out slots before starters.
So
the starters will go up.
And the starters will go up. They just won't be in the
platinum pool.
They won't be in the platinum pool. However, that does not mean that their trait won't pass in breedings. So
it's kind of like the shapeshifter starter for lore.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't get a slot, but there were still shapeshifters out there. You couldn't get a slot to the starter. There were still shapeshifters out there, and you could get a slot to them. I will be not hoarding my trait.
Mm-hmm.
I air quote that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be hoarding my trait. I can't speak for the others. They have every right to do that for 6 months if that's what they want to do. That is their basically their refund. Mm-hmm. And it'll be there in 6 months. All right? That's where that stands.
Okay. Will those who have had the CG trait, will they be given the totem when released, or will it be something they have to earn too?
We're back and forth on it. We might give it to them as we know how much that sucked, and we know that what we did only made up for it as much as it could, because you still lost a cool power. Or they might not. Given the rumor going around that there will be 11th crafting tier that might have this totem in it, most of those people may already have it.
Yeah. Did you just slip a spoiler past me?
Yeah, I did while you were sitting there. It was so good.
Ugh.
All right. Anything else?
Since more group-owned UT will appear, is there a possibility that one day they may randomly pop in a Bando pup, rarer than the extra trait, of course? I feel like we talked about this with Daff, but I don't remember if group-owned uniques can pop or not.
I don't think they can pop right now, because we are expanding that slowly, but the answer is maybe.
We made the change to Abandos where they will always come with a trait or a physical trait, period.
And got to see how that affects everything before we do more. But the answer is very much maybe. Just remember, all UTs are lineage locked, so there can't be any holes in there. Meaning if you had abandoned a Coda pup, in no situation will you ever get a fun size. Mm-hmm. We learned our lesson at that one disaster in the sale where we should have been smarter about it.
Yeah.
We won't do that again.
Thread of Fate definitely has them.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just go look at the guide for everybody's sanity.
Yeah. Thread of Fate definitely has them because Thread of Fate just pulls random starters. And obviously you can breed the trait. I've pulled a couple random UT starters myself and gotten some random UTs.
That's how I got all my boons.
That's how you got all your boons. All right. Any other questions?
Sorry, I'm looking at the guide to answer this for everybody.
Don has pulled up the actual Bando guide to take a look and see if we got anything. They're there?
Roll it.
Okay, I must have agreed at the time, and our DAF made the prerogative to do it. I'm not an issue with it.
Yep. Ta-da!
All right, any other questions, or I'll move on to the fun stuff?
Thank you, Shiva, for the ping. I'm sorry I missed it.
All right.
I think... Oh, Shining has popped up in chatter, say she will not be hoarding hers either.
Okay.
Attempts at spreading will be made.
Fun. So I will be talking about these 3 traits now. We will talk about how they work. Dun dun dun. Let me see. Please work, please work. Hey! All right. These are our 3 starters for the new breeding UT traits. Do you have their names up by chance?
They've not been named yet.
Oh, these haven't been named yet. Okay, so these are unnamed as of right now, but they will be named.
But I can tell you who is who in order.
Go for starting with top left.
Top left will be your unique heritage.
So this top left boy right here, this is for unique heritage. The way that unique heritage is going to work is it provides a small bonus to passing all UTs in the breeding in exchange for a -1 to the max litter size. That's why I said top left.
It's the barb.
It's the barb. So that means it is useful for attempts on multi-UTs, because it will add to its own pass rate and any other UT pass rate, but you do take -1 to the max litter in the size. If your litter is already like the same number where the min and the max is 2, it's not going to drag you down to 1. It does not lower your minimum at all, but if it can lower your maximum, it does lower your maximum.
Like a spirit dove would.
Like a spirit dove does in reverse.
I was like, that's Jill's trait, isn't it?
Yes, that is my trait. Very honest about it. That's me. While nobody got to actually create their trait per se, I usually am in charge of creating the UT traits and getting them run by departments. So, Daff signed off on all of these. She was the final say on every single one of them, and everyone who was getting a UT trait got to basically say, I'd like one in this department, maybe focused in this area. And actually, 2 of them we already had, 2 of them we kind of had sitting on the list as things we wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And as we were negotiating out, like, the final, like, okay, what's the real verbiage? Those admins were like, could that be mine? And I was like, I don't see a reason why it couldn't be. And we'd already been looking at something like unique heritage anyway, and I was like, well, I would love that because I'm crazy about that stuff. So that is the unique heritage. Moving on to the top right, our little green Toki. This will be the founder for Gaskin Experiment. And the way that Gaskin Experiment works, if you've found it in the roller and played with it, you might already know. Gaskin Experiment basically works like a severely limited Iwa stone. In all of the breedings that have Gaskin's Experiment in it, you will roll 1 chimera. You're guaranteed 1 chimera with a blank side. So that's how that one's going to work. If you use it, it is stackable with an Iwa, so you can use it with an Iwalani stone. If for some reason the litter only has 1 pup, the Iwalani stone takes precedence over the Gaskin Experiment gene. But Gaskin Experiment does create chimeras. It's a guaranteed chimera as long as a Toko with the Gaskin Experiment is involved in the breeding. And the other side of it will always be blank. Unlike Gaskin Graveyard Tokos, you are not limited to being unable to POTA onto this. Once it's been rolled, you could POTA all of the markings onto the other side if you so wanted. So there's still POTA available. But yeah, it should create a lot of fun chimeras in the game. Obviously, chimera is still not inheritable, but if you also got the trait on the chimera, well, there you go. Yes, Disc, that's all I want in life.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be Gaskin Experiment. That is Shining Star of Winters. She and I have verified that we will not be hoarding our slots for 6 months. But obviously, we have to still get our Toko up and get it AOAs. I'm trying to commission mine right now. And then finally, this lovely one at the bottom here. This will be the starter for, is it Blessed?
Blessed Union.
Blessed Union. And the way that Blessed Union works, this one actually I think is one of the coolest ones we got here, is if the Toko is involved in a breeding and that breeding uses a breeding image and the Toko in question is depicted in the breeding image, meaning it's got to be your breeding image breeding. This Toko has to be in the breeding image and it has to be in the breeding, okay? It has to be involved in all aspects of this. Then you get a free stylist token in the breeding to be used on anything that a stylist token can be used on. Wait. Oh, there it is. Obviously, they're gonna know in like a month, so I think we can say who owns it.
Yeah, just don't go bombard her, please.
Yeah. Don't go freak out at her. Don't go grab at her. But, Kex. Kex, this is the UT that she will be the quasi-founder of. So, keeping in mind, this ability can only be used once a month, and it only works for the owner, the same way that Peaceful Soul only works for the owner. So you need to own the Toko to use the power, and you can only use it once a month. That is the limitation of it versus an actual stylist token.
But it's pretty much a free heart a month.
Yeah, it's a free heart a month. All right. Let me take some questions on the breeding ones really quick. Keeping in mind that these 3 that you're looking at will not go into the starter pool for about 6 months. So you can, if the owners of the first child are selling slots, or anyone else who gets a slot during that time is selling slots, go for it. You're welcome to. It's not restricted in breeding like that. If you don't want to deal with them, you don't want to go and buy it off of somebody, 6 months, probably around 8th anniversary, these 3 will pop into the platinum pool, okay?
Okay. So what about split... Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Missed one. Backing up. Will there be any trait or item to boost shrines or increase the chance of getting starter slots? I believe we already have a rarity boost totem on the docket for WT.
I don't know if it's a rarity boost totem. There's a shrine totem, but I can't remember exactly what it does. I don't think it's a rarity boost because I was already very wary, and
I thought it was, but it's got diminishing returns with LKPL bonus.
You think you're right.
The shrine bonus.
You might be correct.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 factions that give you a boost. If you're in one of those factions, LK and...
Is it WT? Is it PL?
It's not W. Okay. There's 2.
PL. It's PL.
It's PL. Okay, so PL and LK actually have a shrine boost built in. Thank you, Disc. And then this totem will have a boost, but the 2 of them together are diminishing returns, meaning you don't get the full boost of both of them. You get a bigger, but still not doubled boost, okay?
Okay.
So.
What about split breedings for the last Toko being blessed unions? How will that work via splits? I'm assuming...
Well, they still have to be using the breeding image.
Yeah.
And splits don't use a breeding image, do they?
No, they can.
Okay.
You can split any breeding.
Oh, you can split any breeding, but you only get 3. I'm guessing the owner's got to post it.
Probably. We'll clean up that verbiage.
We'll
run it through DAF and then clean it up.
Yeah, we'll run it through DAF, but likely it's going to be...
Yeah, you can commission the breeding images just fine. I think you have to post it in thread, and we'll just clean it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you still have to... The owner's got to be posting it. We never said they had to make the breeding image.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. Can the Gaskin experiment and Iwa stack on the same pup, i.e. the blank side rolls albino via the Iwa, or will it always be on one side if they stack?
So the way that I have it right now, if you have an Iwa and a Gaskin experiment, they roll on different pups. It was just for simplicity's sake of not having to have them know what each other was in the roller. Because the way that Iwa works is first it rolls what pup it is, and then after that pup's geno has been rolled, it rolls to see what mutation it's going to be. Meaning it can add cross if you rolled a black pup. Or it...
Harley if you have Merle.
Harley if you've already rolled Merle. So it doesn't know what its mutation is going to be until after the geno is actually rolled. Whereas with Gaskin, it knows what the mutation is going to be, and it doesn't matter what got rolled. So it just needs to know what pup number it's applying to. And that way, Gaskin and Iwa don't really need to be aware of each other because they're always going to be on a different pup. That's how it currently is, and that way there's no forced double mutation on the same one. There was a lot of options we could go with. The simplistic coding option was the one we picked.
Did you handle the one pup? Sorry, I was looking at chat.
Oh yeah, I think I said it earlier. But if there's only one pup in the role, Iwa wins. Because Iwa's more powerful. So it got the win. Also, you spent a consumable to do that. Whereas Gaskin works in every breeding.
Yeah. Yep, precisely, Furion. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've got a question, and I'm telling you not to answer it, because Disc told us not to answer it. Do we know approximately when the Shrine Totem will drop? And the answer is no, because World Tour is a never-moving goalpost of things to do.
Yep. Okay, so the answer is no. I can't throw that on your bed. There's a cat there.
Why'd you take... Damn it. I didn't answer, Disc.
Yeah, that's not an answer. All right.
Let's see, there's a couple people typing, and then let you move along. Oof. To the other UTs, because there are somehow more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got like 6 of them to show you. Do we know that we got anything?
Do we have an update of when World Tour will move forward? I would love to have more brawls. So, it's mostly me and Jill doing all that, and we've had our hands full with a lot of these changes. So, January, February for the next region is our hope. Probably February.
Another admin has stepped up to write our adventure for us. That's what we're waiting on. If she gets it to us soon, then we'll move faster. If she doesn't, then we might be hiring an adventure writer for World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can get moving.
There is too much for just us at this point.
Exactly. And Cray is off working on our art assets for it. We have people working on a ton of different like art and pieces for it, but the actual adventure writing is very difficult to get done. And we had pause working on some of it. And now we need somebody else to do that.
Cray just called me out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could rush it in 2 weeks, maybe. Probably not.
Yes, that is a nice spoiler.
That is a nice spoiler. Damn it, Disc.
Mm-hmm. It is January.
I know, Cray, I know. Where'd December go?
All right, anything else?
Nope, I don't see anything else.
Alrighty.
What's next on your agenda?
Next on my agenda is the other UT starters.
Huzzah!
Hey, look at these cool looking ones right here.
Oh, shit. We missed one.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we missed one.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry. So since these tokos are player-owned but starters, do they have a limit on slots? Yes.
Yes.
All those tokos will still have slot limits.
Yeah, they're just normal tokos that are owned by people. There's nothing special about them.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's start at the top here. And there are... Well, actually, you know what? I'm just going to start with the Takino, because the Takino is the easiest.
That's what everybody's freaking out about.
Yes. Okay, so this Takino right here is going to be called... their UT will be called Middle Child. Not Unloved Middle Child, just Middle Child. And it is the +2 HP when Takino is depicted with a toko that has Middle Child. Mm-hmm. It's the...
Brother Bear, fun size, king size. Right?
Brother Bear, fun size, king sized. Yep. So this is the Middle Child. The Takino itself will not go into the starter slot pool until
the rest of them do.
Until the rest of the Takinos do. However, we will have some Genos to raffle off later in this. Yeah.
And Disc and everybody has given us a wonderful topic for that when we get to it.
Oh, perfect. We will have some Genos to raffle off that will have the trait on it. We're not guaranteeing every Geno will be a Takino, but there will be Genos with the trait on it that we are raffling off. And then hopefully those will get the trait out to people in the meantime while we wait on the Takinos to drop into the starter slot pools. So they will be there. All right. With that, we'll pop back up to the top one. Which one is the top one? Is that Limit Breaker?
Yep, that's Limit Breaker.
Okay, so this top Silky?
Yes.
Yeah. Silky is the founder for Limit Breaker. Limit Breaker is a crafting UT. It is another one that works when you are on the site. And basically, it allows you to breed, or not to breed, to, sorry, talk about so much breeding stuff. It allows you to craft +1 more legendary per recipe a month. So if you have this and you're breeding Ewas, you could breed 4 a month. If you have the faction...
You keep saying breed.
Oh my gosh. And you craft 4 Ewas. Craft Ewas, you can craft up to 4. If you have the other bonus, which is a faction bonus, you can go up to 5. We're putting a hard cap on that as 5 maximum. Meaning if another bonus comes out in the future that also does the same effect as Limit Breaker, you still max out at 5. Okay? Cool. And then we're going to move on to this little Toki. This Toki is the founder for Counterfeiter. And the way that Counterfeiter works is you can take recipes and you can craft them up 1 extra step. This one is limited. I believe is 3 what I put, or is it 5?
You're going back and forth between 3 to 5.
Okay, by open, I will have picked 3 or 5. But how it works is basically, let's say you have like 5 common recipes and you would normally craft them up into an uncommon. You could actually craft them up into a rare, but it's limited uses a month. Counterfeiter and Limit Breaker are going into the pool like normal. So there are UTs for other people to try for in January, if you want them. But it is limited. With that being said, I feel like I should tell everybody this. It's not set in stone, but it very likely will be by the time we open. Right now, a suggestion came into the suggestion box months ago that site UTs, which would be UTs that work on the website with no other requirement other than owning the Tokota, should have some sort of limit on it. And their suggestion was to bond the Toko, meaning you don't get its benefit until the Toko has been bonded. So you have to do something with it to get its benefit, which makes sense because every other UT works that way. There was some issue with us trying to work that out because one of those was obviously not a group-owned UT that we would be changing, and we've talked about that. So we are likely going to implement this change with a grace period for boons, because obviously, those people did not know that in 4 days their UT would suddenly not work unless this Toko was bonded, and that's not really fair. So the new ones will be behind the bonding. So you get the Toko, you get it uploaded, you bond it, and then it works exactly as you expect it to. For the boons, it will likely be a January-February grace period where you can go and get your Toko bonded, and then you'll see literally no interruption in what you're doing. Your UT will still work exactly as it did until about May 1st. And then
March
1st. And then we'll switch on the bonding requirement, and you'll be cut off. So you'll have 2 months to do it. That is not set in stone. There's still a few more approvals that need to go into place, and obviously the code for it. But that's what we're looking at right now. Most of the owners, I think, of these Tokos, it's not going to be a huge deal. I expect some people will be a little like, ugh, but now I have to do work. You're playing an ARPG, you always have to do work. Or why are you here? We're always doing something. So, yeah. That's likely coming. It will be in the open news if it does. If it does not reach approval, I'll put a note about it for podcast listeners so they know why it's not there. Mm-hmm. But I'm not expecting it to be too much of an issue. It is a good change to encourage you to do something with your Tokos.
Prevents abuse of the traits.
Exactly. All right.
You want questions?
Yes, I'll take questions about those other UTs, and then I'll talk about I have a couple more little traits. These are not UT traits.
Or do you want to do those and then we'll do Q&A?
Oh yeah, you know what? I'll do those and then we'll do Q&A. So with that in mind, we have 2 new traits that are coming. These are not UTs. These will just be trait token purchasable right away.
They'll be in the trading post later tonight.
Yes, they'll be in the trading post later tonight. One of those is called Ardent. Ardent is the starter equivalent of Passionate. Basically, Passionate allows you to breed 1 more time over your limit per month. Starter slots are their own pool. We moved them over there for simplicity's sake. Ardent is now the Passionate equivalent, meaning if you have an Ardent Toko, you can breed it with a starter plus 1 more times a month than normal. You still need, obviously, the starter slots. It still needs to be in the correct one, and your Toko or the Toko you're breeding with needs to have Ardent on it. There is no heart unlock for Ardent. It's just first level. We'll revisit at a later date if we want a heart unlock on it. But that's how Ardent will work. It'll be available for you to start purchasing at the same rarity as Passionate pretty soon here. Mm-hmm. All right. And then Bayday's Blessing. So we put out a ton of new starters, and there's more coming, obviously, in December. One of those was Sweet Bayday. And Bayday's Blessing will be the Amber's Blessing, Una's Blessing equivalent for Dakinos. And Bayday being the starter we have chosen to be the name on this blessing. I believe they're already in the roller at this point in time. So both of these should be there for you to play with. But Bayday's Blessing works as the facility subs item for Breeder's Box for Dakinos. Okay? Cool. And that's the traits that we have. There are, I don't even know how many traits that are in the maybe pile right now. The answer is dozens and dozens of them.
We're still going through them while we do all our other things.
Exactly. And then obviously we have to figure out what level it takes to implement them. Is there code involved? Is there this involved? Is there that involved? Who needs to approve it? So there may be more by open, but this is everything that is approved. And obviously some of these UTs got rushed to the top of the list because of the CG thing that happened.
Yep. All right, so questions.
Yep, questions.
Will Counterfeiter apply rare to totem recipes? Please, I'm begging.
The answer is probably. I'm thinking that will be allowed. So the answer is probably.
We'll run it through crafting's department before we finalize it.
Exactly. The updates to the crafting roller will hopefully be soon.
Mm-hmm. Will there be a list for every possible counterfeiter craft, or is it just kind of figure it out? It's so pretty much when you're in the Tokotna and you go to craft. I don't know how this would make sense. See, like you'd go to craft an uncommon recipe with your 5 commons, and it would just give you a rare recipe if you check that box.
That is very likely how it's going to be. There'll be a counterfeiter there, and you would know it goes up 1 more level.
We'll have like a little info.
I'm not going to have a little info. Maybe I'll make it a link you can click on. But I'm not putting an info button there.
Will bonding be required for Quester or other UTs?
No.
Because those require you to do art. The problem with the site UTs is that you don't have to. You just upload and leave them be. Which we've heard a lot of people aren't fond of.
Mm-hmm.
They would like to have a little more incentive to do things with the Tokos. So no to the list.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, probably no to the list. Perhaps on the
crafting page, because I think Discs moved that to Tokopedia at this point.
Yeah, we can put maybe something on the crafting page, or we can do it in the extended description of Counterfeiter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like the Tokopedia description, but not on the actual crafting page. My no is to the actual crafting page.
You just don't want to code it.
Hey, that page is exceptionally dynamically built. There's no hard coding on that thing.
I know, and it is second on your list. Sorry.
Yeah, it comes after I finish the imports.
Woo! Since you've dropped the UTs, are they going to go up on Tokopedia sometime soon so we can look at them a little more in depth? Spoiler alert, all of the work for Open is already popping up on the site. You just need to know where to look.
Some of them are already up.
All of them are already up.
All of them are already up. Go look at the non-physical traits page. Mm-hmm. You'll find links to them all.
Yep. Some of the verbiage might get updated with the questions that we got now, but otherwise they're not changing.
Yep. Anything else?
Don't see anything else. Is anybody else typing? Nope. Think we're good.
Okay. I have some more new starters for you. It should be fun. These should be the last ones I'm showing.
Though there will be more.
Yeah, there will be more. I have 2 new color starters. So you know that there were a ton of like community created, Noabel created, special colors that run around there, and we basically sorted out a way to do starters for them so that everyone could get them. They're still lineaged just like they were supposed to be, but it's not so dependent on people having to get slots off of other players. And we came up with the idea of basically we would make color starters, and the founder of the color would be last line on there. And that way, when you bred, that person's toko would fall off of your toko, and you'd still have the color. That was what we did, and we've been working around all of that.
Pedigree papers came out, so we could use them on semis. Lots of fun.
Yeah, so that you could take advantage of all those things. With that being said, Mythic was given to us. Mythic, right?
Mythic.
Mythic was given to us as a, hey, I would be okay with you doing this, because the owner, founder, we prefer them to be like, yes, you can go and do it. We don't do it without their permission. And Mythic's owner was like, hey, I have Mythic. I would like you to make a color founder for our color starter. So this Dire right here, this is our lovely Mythic. You can see there's good patches to color pick right there on the back.
And then our other one is Vine.
Yep, the other one, is that a short mane? Yep, the short mane down here, that is Vine. So we have a Vine starter now as well. I think we've got most of the starters at this point. There's a couple that are still out of reach.
For anything that's on the special swatch page currently, I think we have most of them that are in the hands of active people at this point. Mm-hmm. There's certain ones where people have just gone inactive and whatnot.
We can't do much about it.
Yeah. But if you own one of those ones that has swatches on the guide currently, hit us up.
Yeah, we'll make a starter for it. We would love to. All right, so we have 2 new color starters. They will be in the pool January 1st.
Yep.
And I don't believe either of these 2 qualifies as platinum.
No, we haven't put a percentage on the Mythic, but I'm assuming because Mythic herself is 10.
Then it's going to be 10.
Yeah, so these should both probably fall into silver tier at most.
Yeah. I also didn't realize we had Vine until I sat down to do Mythic, and then Mythic's owner was like, I also have Vine. And I was like, we don't have that? Well, let me just get that too. So, all right. And I think that's all of the starters I have to show off. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you have questions, throw them at Done, but I don't think we're going to have too many questions about those. Oh, do we? Never mind. My bad.
Will illegal colors also get color starters, or will it be forever illegal? There's a color project going on the team. Swatches are a big thing. It's slow going and we've got DC, frankly, drowning with all my WT demands.
Yeah. And there is a color project out there to classify what we're going to continue to allow and what we're not for the colors. And anything that gets classified as, yeah, that's actually a different color. Because a lot of the illegal colors are really just like one step away from this color.
I picked off this nuance.
I picked the cream color without cream.
Don't call me out on a podcast.
Too late. Dawn is the bane of DC. They used to trust her. Now they don't trust anything she puts in. Because she does dumb things.
It's never intentional.
I know it's never intentional. I saw it happen. And then when you were like, oh, Jill, what have I done? I'm like, well. So, yeah. If a color is deemed actually different enough to warrant it, then we will endeavor to get a color starter for it.
Yeah, first step, I believe, is reaching out to the owner to get it swatched. And then probably part of that process will be like, do you want a color starter?
Exactly. But this is a long-going project because there's so many Tokos.
Yeah. The new swatches will be available for forged papers, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Pedigree paper, yourself some mythics.
Exactly. And since I believe Mythic is tawny, that means all the semis can grab it.
No, mythic's brown.
I thought they were tawny.
No, they're brown. That's a brown.
That is a very light brown.
Welcome to Mythic.
Yeah. Wow. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Totally incorrect. This is why I'm not in charge of DC. This is very much why I'm not in charge of DC.
By chance, will the special base coat starters be put on the guide at some point so we can easily tell who to breed for them? I think that guide's on the list to get updated. I don't know if that's moving to Tokopedia or not. Disc or Cray would know better. And I'm not putting you guys on the spot, with love.
How am I the bane of DC?
Because you let me do your forms. Sorry, make.
So, as it rolls, as soon as someone touches that page, yes, we will. Mm-hmm. As soon as someone gets time to touch that page.
Yeah, our December's
gone.
Our December is gone. It got eaten up, and we did do a lot of Tokopedia work, but there's still so much to do. Like, we moved all the quests into Tokopedia. We're moving all the old previous journal links plus all the forms into Tokopedia, because now line breaks work on Eclipse again when we copy paste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just pick something, Eclipse, and stick with it. Stop changing.
Had to use P tags. Now P tags don't work. Have to use BR tags. Nope, never mind. Change that back. We're going to use P tags again. Oh.
Okay. Anything else?
Adding to Shadow, if illegals do get their own starters, I have an illegal kid. He's blue but is a graying tawny. I can offer him help to know the start place. Cray, would you want that noted to the group, or would you rather you just reach out in your time or something? I'm not sure. If you're still here, I can't remember.
Note the group. Please note the group.
Yes, note the group if you've got an illegal color starter. And we will do our starter. If you've got an illegal color, and we'll trace it back to see what we can do with it.
All right then. Cool.
Woo.
All right. Are you guys ready? I have more. I'm just this entire podcast is basically spoilers of Open.
Yeah, but it's going up in a couple days, I guess. I mean, technically half of it's up right now.
All right. So, we have a new decor item coming. Dun, dun, dun!
Woo.
We have a Nagi's Charm. I know, we had every other deity, and now we finally have Nagi in the mix as well. And you're all like, what does it do? What does Nagi's Charm do?
Is it more backgrounds? We're kind of sick of backgrounds.
It's not more backgrounds. It's definitely not backgrounds. So we looked around at all the various things that the other charms did, and something that has been extremely popular and requested, but is always art intensive, is to have pre-made decor pieces. Aga's got frames. We have 2 different background ones. We got glowy eyes. We've got a natural eyes. What am I missing?
Okay, Sick and Borga are backgrounds. Aga is frames. iPack is hand paints.
I'm missing hand paints and glowy hand paints.
Mm-hmm.
So for Nagi, we have decided that we are going to continue. First off, this is going in the trading post. It will not cost you USD. We are perfectly happy with the USD items that we have up right now. So we're not looking to do that. We're always going to keep adding more backgrounds to Sick and Borga as they come out, but we're not going to make a third stone that you have to keep track of to do things.
Festive is its one-off because it is unusual situations where there are no sub backgrounds for those, and we weren't going to go make more.
But this will be in the trading post. I believe we decided 25,000 TT.
So it's slightly more expensive than a large item.
Because it comes with pre-made companions for
Animals.
you. Animals, companions. For you to put on your imports. We have these 3 lovely birds already done. Thank you to Crybird for doing them. We have more planned already, and some commissioned. There is a very strong possibility that we will be hosting a Nagi's Charm contest where you can draw and color for us actual companions that we will put onto the Nagi's Charm. So that basically what you'll do is you'll buy a Nagi's Charm, you'll get the PSD of all the possible animals that we have. Some may be actual companions, some may not. And then you can just stick it on your import. And
it's pre-vetted.
It's all pre-vetted, so it will just pass, assuming, of course, you don't edit it.
Yeah. There are rules, and Disc has already updated the decor guide, which has moved to Tokopedia with all those rules. You can resize to a degree, but you can't recolor. It still needs to be in front of the Toko. But, thank you, Disc.
Exactly. So that is, these will go on your imports, and we're going to attempt to make high quality pre-vetted animals. I'm not saying that we'll never do like a feather you can put in a mane or something like that. But
it'd probably be on a different item.
We might do that on a different item another day. But this is what we're doing. High quality animal art for you to do. Because we know everyone would love to put like their black cat on there.
But it's art like this is kind of a specialized thing to find someone to commission to do.
Exactly.
So we'll just do it for you.
Exactly. And these are TT items. So
I'll have it up in the trading post with the other traits tonight.
As our funds allow, we will buy new art and add it to this. The same way we do for backgrounds. Basically, all those Sicken Borga stones you guys buy, fund the rest of these things. Plus our website. All right. Do you have any questions on Nagi's Charm?
Don't see any typing. Nope, I think we're good.
All right. So we do have some new backgrounds coming as well. And I guess we should have put those on a slide.
Do you want me to drop them in your DMs real quick to grab?
Yeah. So I'll pop back up to this because you can see one of them right here. So we have 4. Is that accurate? The festive one too?
Oh, Snowfall already went out, so everyone saw that, but
Oh, that's right. Snowfall already went out.
Anyway.
So a new festive background got added, and that is Snowfall. You'll find it on the festive stone in the PSDs where we keep all of those. And they are great. Festive stones will next be available in February. You can only buy them during an event month. All right? Oh, thank you, Disc. She linked to the backgrounds for us.
No worries, I'm getting them so you can pop them on your screen. Here's the new free one. Or you should stay where that one is.
This one, that one's on a 6 stone.
That's a 6 stone. Right. This one's the new free one.
We have a new free one. I know, we've been so generous with free backgrounds lately. Because we didn't used to. So let me pull this free one up for everybody to see. 2 seconds. Grab it.
This is West River.
This is called West River?
Yep.
Okay. So the one I'm grabbing right now, this is called West River. It is a free background. And
gotta resize it.
There we go. So this is a free background that will be coming. It is West River. It will be added to all the PSDs like our other free backgrounds relatively soon here. We can thank Can for this.
Yep.
Say Can's full name so they know who it is.
Canker and Lupus.
Canker and Lupus. It's gorgeous. I absolutely adore it. So good.
Do you want the average version of Chionek as well?
Yeah, give me the average version of that one.
There's Tanya.
And so this is Tanya?
Yep.
We have, this is again another 6 stone?
Yes.
Okay. So I have another 6 stone background for y'all to take a look at. Give me a moment. Dun, dun, dun. Hey. So this is a new 6 stone background we got. This one came from Kira. There are 4 hierarchies of this, and you get the beautiful Tanya Mountains to look at. we've had lots of like mountain ranges and stuff before, but this is like one of the very beautiful picturesque ones of Tanya. It's so pretty.
The alpha is like my favorite, and I'm gonna have to update a bunch of Tokos.
Yes, the alpha for it is actually gorgeous. Are these up on the background guides already?
Yeah.
Okay, these are already on the background guides for you to take a look at. And then
that's average tunic.
This is, so you've seen the cityscape in the background. We have our first city showing up. And let me go ahead and show you the average version of this. So this is tunic.
Coastal tunic.
Coastal tunic.
Oh.
Whatever. I barely pronounce things. You can see the lovely city that's sitting over there on the shore.
And it lights up as you go.
And it lights up as you go, including all the way to Alpha, where the city is fully bright. This is also on the 6-stone background because it's just too pretty. So we have 3 new backgrounds come January.
And Snowfall is out, which you've all gotten to see and enjoy, courtesy of Kier.
Exactly.
Wow, it was the month of K names, apparently.
It was the month of K names, apparently,
Kier,
when it came to this.
Kier, Kira, Can.
Kira, Can. So, those are the new backgrounds that we have up. They will be there. I'm very excited about all of them. They kind of just all came together in the last 2 months just to have some nice new fun stuff for us to look over. So we had new backgrounds. What else is on my stuff here?
Oh, we've got a new frame. Do you want me to grab you that?
Oh, yeah. Grab me that new frame. Hey, guys, we have a new frame. Yeah.
I think it may have gotten missed because it's way the fuck down here. I don't know how well this is going to come up on your...
I'm going to find out. We're going to find out how well this works.
You know what? Give me a minute. Let me just go to Tina's drive and get the example one. I mean, I guess you could show off those paints while I get this.
I could show off those paints, but Islua did a very lovely image.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't have the actual paints, though. I only have the image of the image item.
I'll go find you the paints.
Okay, yeah, I have paints to show you as well. I saw them while I was in admin chat 2 seconds ago looking for what I was looking for, and Islua's got the decor item for it, but I actually need the paints.
All right, 1 second. Grabbing your iPack thingamajig, and then I will go get those for you.
All right. Incoming for iPack. Let's go ahead and pop this back online because I can just switch this out. This has changed, so I can now just switch images out without having to make a new one.
That is super useful.
Right? Definitely.
I've got the one with an import and the one standalone. And I will go get the paints now.
Right, let me grab the one with the import so it's easier to see.
Grab the one without so they can see the... Well, I guess no, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. Done making demands of me.
That's what I do.
All right. We have a new frame. We have an iPack themed frame for Aga's frames. It's Aga's Charm, right?
Aga's Charm.
You can see we have all of these really cool looking stones down here. And then extra auroras in the sky. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. This one, why did you send it to me twice?
I don't know why it's copying it twice. I'm pretty sure these were the finals on this, right?
I am positive these were the finals on this. All right, and we have a new decor item, name pending, which is coming up. Actually, I think Dunn knows more about this one than I do by pure...
Because I set it up?
Yeah, something like that. Okay, and then give me a second. Where'd you go? Ah, there you are. And we have some new paints coming for your Tokos. Obviously, these are pre-vetted paints that you can put on there. And
but these are a little different. These will be a TT store item that you can purchase to use in place of the Inukshuk Dom symbols while going through RODs. You can use them in RODs and you can use them in import updates. You can't just apply them going to POTA. It's just for HU sanity. But you can use these instead of our Inukshuk things, and these are done by the Infinite Chaos, who did their own set, and then we were like, those are really cool.
Yeah, can we buy them, please? And we commissioned some off of them because they were super cute. Obviously, I feel like this is obvious, but I guess I'll say it. If your Toko is a bear companion, it needs to use the bear paint.
Are we enforcing that? Are we making HU enforce that?
I feel like we probably should.
We'll hash that out.
Okay. But yes, so these are a basically TT store alternate buy for your DOM symbol that you can use instead, but you need to apply it after the fact. So at that point, just, stick the simple one on there in bright red, knowing you're going to update it 2 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. All right. Do we have anything else? Do I have anything else for these guys? I mean, I know I have one more thing for these guys. Oh, I have a huge thing for you guys. Hold on.
Wait, you're supposed to start a raffle first.
I know. I realized where I was at. There was a second page to this agenda.
Oh, shit. We actually do have more things before that.
Yeah. So, there is a change coming to starter slots for Tokotas.
It is actually enacted on the site already.
It is already on the site. Tokotas are moving to gold. That's right. Tokotas are just going to gold. They are no longer qualified as platinum slots just for being an Tokota. This is to help people do their Dakino shouts. Additionally, it made room for rare main Tokotas in platinum. Yeah. Woo! There's going to be rare main Tokotas out there that you can get slots off of. They will be platinum slots. So that is going into effect January, now, as soon as group opens. Put it into your plans. Dakinos, we are looking at probably March 1st for those to hit the starter slot pools. So plan your breedings accordingly. Those are Dakino starters going into the pools. March 1st is the tentative, I say tentative, but we're pretty sure that's what it's going to be, thing on there. I do not think they'll be pushed further than that.
Probably not. We'll see how busy everything is.
Yeah, an active IPAC will probably have to happen for us to push it further. Mm-hmm. And if I can get away with it, I'll make it sooner. She's giving me a look. You have no idea.
Stop making my workload increase.
How is that really a workload increase?
Everything is a workload increase. I gotta go enact it on Tokota, update the irrelevant guides, and then write the news.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Oh, yeah.
See? Thank you, Kier.
Whatever, you. I love having this chat somewhere I can finally see it as we go. I always feel like I'm talking in a void. All right. That being said, I'm going to pop on over here to Discord for a moment. No, I'm not getting off of the stream, obviously. But I'm going to go pop over here to Discord.
Don't call me out like that.
Hey, do you have access here? I just got to check something really quick. Advanced permissions. Yep. That sounds great. Are you my bots? There you are. Hey, show up over here.
Are you just doing a React bot? Because we had a thing for them to do.
Oh, did we have a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Dunn's made it difficult on you. What's the thing?
So we've got some starters. So some of them do have names in their stash. Mm-hmm. But some of them do not. So the suggestion was for our raffle, suggest names for ones who don't have names yet.
Oh, okay. So we are doing a starter name raffle. Starter names follow the same rules and slightly more than the rest of the group. Dun, can you go ahead and start a spot on the...
Yeah, I'm just making sure I've got all the ones that need names right
now. Starter name raffle open. Okay.
Where'd you put that?
Raffle entries. Was there a podcast raffles?
No.
Okay, then raffle entries. So, if you head on over to raffle entries, you can start entering into this raffle. Obviously, I'll set what the end time is as soon as I'm done talking. For starter names, obviously, they cannot have any drug references, any bad words in them. We attempt to not use real world people for them. Yes, we joke around and our quester is Janeway. Star Trek references, like that's fine. But we don't want a Toko named Fidel Castro. Okay? Oh, we're not going to do it. And we also prefer, even though we definitely have native themes in our game from day one, and we've told you as part of World Tours we're walking away from that being the dominating theme of our game, we would really prefer you not do something like Cherokee as a name. We do not name Tokos after Native American tribes. It's like naming a Toko French. It doesn't make any sense, and it's either direction. So keep that in mind as you put those down for Toko names. But yes, please try and name our starters, because we got 6 that need names.
Nope, only 3.
Only 3 that need names.
Unique Heritage, Gascon Experiment, and the Mythic Color Starter.
Okay, perfect. So toss that over there, and I'll give 15 minutes seem fair, because I do have a lot to I got a lot to talk about. All right, so you have 15 minutes starting now. So 47, 53? 52. 52.
Wow.
All right, so when your hour hits 52, the raffle is over. Cool. Ooh. Questions in Discord.
Yep, I got questions if you...
All right, no, I'm ready. Give me those questions.
Will the lore lanterns eventually be added to Nagi Charm?
Oh.
I don't think to Nagi Charm. I think we talked about making them their own, like, pre-made decor item.
They may go in another pre-made decor item that's specifically for items and not animals.
Things like, if we did... Some artists do, like, their feathers and paints and, like, jewelry and stuff. Those you'll probably want to be able to recolor to match your Toko better.
Mm-hmm.
But Nagi's Charm has a strict no recolor rule, so we would probably want those on a different item to not complicate the rules.
Exactly. So, lovely idea. We'll check that and figure out what sort of charm that would be.
Mm-hmm. Is the podcast going to be uploaded after, or do we need to wait a bit? This should be VOD, or I'm sorry.
Yeah, this will be a video on demand for about a week or two, right away. And then after that, I just need to sit down and put them up on YouTube. They just take a while to get done. And I've been moving between 2 computers and working on all the various Toko stuff this month.
Yeah.
So I'll try and get it done for you all this week.
Yeah. For the new paint, we have to go through HU first and then update it after we pass HU. No, I think you can use this when you are doing when you're in the ROD thread. You ask them to take it out the same way you would if you were using a dominance talisman or something, and then they'll just know to check for that paint instead of one of the Inukshuk paints.
But you can't switch out going to Poda.
Yeah. If you had an Inukshuk and you go do your Poda and you try to change the paint, let's just save HU the headache, because Poda's already a million steps.
Yep. Probably. For this question.
Yeah, Lua's great like that.
She's probably downloading this. Any other questions?
None that I see so far. So I think we're good to keep going, and then we'll pick up on questions if anybody pops up.
Alrighty. So the next...
shit, you missed that section?
I didn't miss that section right here. Start raffle. Tribes.
Oh, okay. Never
okay.
mind.
We're talking about tribes next. So these ideas, these are not new. These are not unique. I don't even think most of them are mine. Some of them are mine, but not all of them. They're things we've wanted to do for tribe, and we're going to talk to you guys about them because we're going to try really hard to implement them pretty quick here in the new years. We are doing tribes. So we have decided to add, for coding simplicity, a new level of security to tribes. And we're going to add a 4th level that goes up above the current. So you will have 4 levels that you can name. And the 4th level, the founder goes into that automatically. And everyone the founder adds to that has all the same privileges as the founder. That means the management, the adding, the removing, the updating tokos, all of that. They get full like that. So that way, when I am doing coding, I just have to check the level. I don't have to check what permissions are happening here or there, what you have. If you're a trusted tribate or not, because it's a bunch of extra steps that slows everything down. It's part of there in that extra level of complication like co-owning was. And we're trying to cut those out. So Sina agreed much earlier last year that we could make that change. So a 4th level is coming, and everyone who's in that 4th level has full permissions like they're a founder. And it's not limited to just 2 trusted... Cinna, sorry. I'm never saying anyone's name right. It's not limited to just 2. You can add... The founder can add people in and out of that as they want. So it's like having multiple founders in place. So that's the new security that's coming. And then obviously the other 3 levels are going to remain. We're not changing the 3rd level. We're just creating a 4th level that sits above it. Mm-hmm. And so if the founder doesn't want anyone else on their level, then they won't be, because they have to move them up.
But if you are been limited like our tribe has, with only 2 trusted tribe mates.
When there's like 5 people who are doing the work of those 2 trusted tribe mates, then this does that for you. Thank you. So this, I think we might have talked about it before, but we'll talk about it again. So we asked all the tribes to spend... Oh god, did we spend ours?
No, we didn't spend ours.
Because you're not a trusted tribe mate. I only just moved you back into the spot.
Yes.
So that you could go spend this for us. Oh, we're terrible some days. So, TP was a tribe currency. I say was. And they could use it to do weird things. It was always a little inconsistent. We have decided to do away with it as it stands, and we asked all the tribes last year, even though our tribe, Luna, didn't do so well on that, to please spend all of your tribe points. Get rid of them from the system for us. Thanks. And we asked them to do that because tribe points are going away from being owned by the tribe. And they are going to become a player-based currency, which means I have tribe points, Dunn has tribe points, and we may not have the same tribe points even though we're in the same tribe. Because rather than waiting on a founder or trusted tribe mate to go and turn in all of my tribe points for me to get the tribe points so that we can maybe do something with it, I can now just go turn in my tribe points and get tribe points for myself, which I can then use in a tribe store. And that's how tribe points are going to be changing in the coming year. It's why we got everybody to get rid of theirs, and the tribe store will reopen as a cool new way that we're doing it. And there will hopefully be some fun features for the 4th level of the tribe, like the tribal heads, to be able to... I could have a better name for it. To be able to change in and out things that are available in your store, and some purchase limits so that we may be able to do something along the lines of, if your tribe qualifies for it, they can put, tribe companions in the store, but you can only buy one of them, sort of things like that. That's where we're running in that direction there, is doing that. And you're like, but how do we get prizes? We have an idea in play that tribes will basically get so many tribe points a month that they can give out as prizes for various things. So rather than them purchasing items, they just get a little sack of tribe points every month, and then they spend those out to send people tribe points as their prizes.
And then people can just go buy their prizes.
Exactly.
And of course you can still do your own item prizes and whatnot. You're just not so...
And this is still very much in discussion, but the size of your tribe the number of people in your tribe may have a direct effect on how many tribe points you get. We're still working that out. We want to make sure it's fair. With tribes, we implemented years ago the system of classifying the size of your tribe to classify what your unlocks were. So it may have an effect on how many tribe points a month you get. And we're working on it.
And we will monitor for things like people, like founders getting the tribe points and then just sending them to themselves. We'll monitor for anything like that, so don't be sketchy.
Yeah, don't be sketchy. We're already tracking all your transfers with algorithms. You're not going to get away with it.
You're so ominous.
Whatever, man. We have to make sure people aren't, doing things to people.
Yeah.
I appreciate when y'all put notes and things. It saves me the trouble of tracking down if you were selling that in a journal. And then there is one more thing. There is a secondary general tribe tree. This was Cinna's idea Oh, gosh. I don't remember when they told us.
This time last year, when we were looking at the Spirited Competitor revamp.
Yes, about the time we were looking at the Spirited... Shh. Whatever, Disc. It's what I do. I scare every new admin. So, the... Cinna, last year when we were talking about Spirited Companion, brought up this concept, and it's well liked, we just never found the time to do it. And the concept is a secondary general tree. It would get you things like possibly a secondary tribe companion. It would get you the ability to have a tribe background, the ability to have
another deity,
cosmetic things for your tribe to buffer all of your lore with like minor cosmetic bonuses in the game. The biggest one possibly being the secondary tribe companion, so that you would have 2 that you could have. So we are looking at that concept and trying to move that forward this year. What has happened as tribes have moved into Bank's realm, so they have been picked up by the bankers, and the bankers will process the threads at this point. And Kira will be acting as the head of tribes to try and get these things done.
Much like Furion is for Shrine.
Exactly. And if you look at, like, Furion, you'll see that Furion has admin, not manager, but they are the head of Shrine. That is true. So, the head of a department is not always a manager. Depends on how big the department is. Yeah. So, Kira will be picking up that role for us and trying to get things like this over the hump and concepted out through the year. We'd like to get it done quickly, but we know how busy we are, so may not be as fast as we would like. You're kind of a manager. Yeah, of Shrine. You do make the calls in Shrine, Furion.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is... Whoop,
almost... Please do not spill things.
I know, I almost just tipped the table with my new computer and a soda over. That was death-defying. Ooh. Okay.
Anxiety is what that was.
Oh, calm down.
No. What else do you have on there for?
And finally...
we've got tribe questions if you want to do that before you move on to that point.
Yeah, I'll take those tribe questions.
Okay. Does that mean that the said rank 4, would be able to put in completion for tribe achievements? Because currently only founders can.
Yes. But all of them can. Yeah. Like, they're all treated as a founder. Mm-hmm. Be careful who you give this privilege.
Yes. Will all people in a tribe collab be able to redeem the same amount of TP, or will it be like the old TP where an image can only be redeemed once?
Great question.
We'll see how the processing... Because I don't think TP redeems have been open all year.
Mm.
So we will talk to Kira to figure out how we want to change how collab processing is done.
Yes.
It might be one person turns it in for everybody.
It could be one person turns it in for everybody, and then we just add a comment. We need to figure out what the process for this is, what pages we have to build for it. There's a lot that goes on here. That is an awesome question, because it means that we'll talk about it prior to this going live.
Instead of after it goes live, and Kira's like, I don't know.
Can I process this for everybody? I hope so. I don't know yet. We better talk about it. So, great question.
Do we know if TP is going to be used? Do we know if TP is going to be able to be used that has been completed already, or will it only be redeemable past the date of the release of the new system? Should I be tracking my TP still, basically? TP has always been retroactive.
Yes, but it was also retroactive as long as it hadn't been used. It might behoove us to do a clean slate for our own sanity, or at least have, like, a minimum window so people aren't bringing TP from 4 years ago into play. It's a conversation that we're going to have. I lean to a window. Dun's face says that she does not. So,
I don't enjoy my window for totems, even though I did that to myself.
You very much did that to yourself. So, it's up in the air still. But... Again, a great question. It means that we will have an answer for that question for sure when this goes live.
question as to whether or not if people have won previous Advent stuff, if they can enter the current raffle. This is separate from all of our Festive Friday, Advent, Snowfall things.
Yeah, this is totally separate from that. So yes, of course you can. You have a minute.
Mm-hmm. Will a member have a TP monthly max? Asking as a collab queen of my tribe. I don't see any reason to.
I don't think you'll have a monthly max if there is a continual backlog because we can't keep up with you.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
But introducing maxes, like PvP is a great example. PvP has a max of 30 just to prevent you from spamming out a ton of winners boxes every month. But it also kind of puts that pressure that you have to make your 30 this month. And we don't really want to do that to you.
Exactly.
We're always very careful about things we put limits on for that reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if something has a limit, there's a very good reason we don't want you to go above it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't necessarily want to make it so you have to hit that either.
Yeah. Or even just feel like you have to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so go ahead and go to your next point, and Disc is going to round up the names and stuff when the raffle closes.
So
Disc is awesome.
This this joke came round a while ago, and someone said the words, "Well, if you do the art, Jill will do it." So they did. They did the art. And so we're going to do it. And this is a teaser image of something that's coming in the next year as soon as it makes it to the top of my coding list because I have the full set of art that I need to do it already. Dun dun dun. A Tokotas minigame will be coming to the site where you might need to find your way past a sleeping Borga to see if you can steal plushies and other various goods. Oh, look. Oh, yes, and it's Tina art. My apologies, I should have said that first. Tina has done us up some lovely art for this so that we can have a gate. Yes, exactly, Newt. It is based on the Neopets game.
Mm-hmm. Probably won't function exactly the same. We'll find our Toko's twist.
Yes, we'll find our Toko's way of doing it. The basic idea is the same, and we will work from there to find something that works for our website. Dun dun dun! But look at him. He's so cute, asleep with all of that deadly ice spiked up on his back.
He is adorable. How dare you?
Well, he's Borga. I don't think he'd be okay with being called adorable.
Pretty adorable. By the way, how many am I supposed to be generating?
3.
3? Okay.
All right. So, woo, fun game coming. It'll be good for all of us. Sleeping on his hoard.
There may be another one in the works. We're still hashing that out.
Uh-huh. If you played lore, at one point you ran into one of Borga's hoards.
Yeah.
He has a couple. Apparently he's a hoarder.
Never.
No, it doesn't sound good when I put the words together. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, see? No, it didn't work. It didn't work. Can't really put Borga and hoarder together. It just sounds weird. It's like Borger. Yeah, see? Didn't work.
Nope, you're not like...
All right. Sounds like we're almost... Yeah, that's a word lock. Whew. To the end of this raffle. We'll be rolling the winners shortly here.
Oh, God, I'm dying. Okay, am I rolling basics and then putting them in your DMs?
Yes, please.
All
right. Here it's happening. They're being rolled. Let me pull open my DMs to see who it is. Done.
Well, I'm rolling the Genos right now.
Oh, she's rolling the Genos. Whoops. Sorry, I got all your hopes up. My bad. So.
All 3 are supposed to be middle child, right?
Yes, they are. Dun dun dun.
I'm going as fast as I can, man.
No, that was like suspense music.
Oh, okay.
We have this problem a lot, actually, in our house, where suspense will happen. We'll be like, dun dun dun, and then dun will like look up from across the room and be like, what? I'm like, wasn't talking to you.
How dare you?
Dun, dun, dun.
Why am I typing to disc? Whoops.
Yeah, don't type to disc. I'm not going to see that. All right, quick, someone give me a Toko topic to talk about.
There you go. Go approve those 3 and then I'll roll them. Tell me if you want any adjustments.
Middle one.
Middle one is a Takino?
Middle one's a Takino.
All right.
Okay. Because, it's the middle child.
You're terrible.
Yes, I am.
All right. I will go roll a Toko topic. Toko topic for Jill to talk about.
Well, right now I've been given the future of Tokos, or admin apps. Or Takinos. Oh, they might have just commenting on my Takino. Anyone ever tried editing Toko? Nope. Oh, Tokotines I can talk about a little bit.
Oh, you should probably do a reminder about the Lost Son.
Yes, that is why I can do Tokotines. So, as you will recall if you were at our last podcast or hanging out in chat around November? Or was that October? I think it was October. So, all those 75% dyers were rolled. So all those 75% were rolled. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. And Paz decided that she would like the group to give them out. The first Lost Son of Fenrir will be showing up in...
Sorry, having technical issues.
Yep, that's how it works. Are you good now? Hold on, the roller is struggling on me here. Give me a second. So the Lost Son of Fenrir, first one, my apologies, the roller was like crashing burn, so doesn't need my attention. Will be showing up in Tokotines. At this point in time, we know that there will be a minimum level of participation involved. Ergo, you need to draw a picture of some variety to enter a raffle. The raffle will have as the grand prize a 75% dyer. For fairness, the 75% dyer will be the first prize rolled, and then we'll have a couple other little prizes that go along from there. So the first Lost Son of Fenrir, which will be a really nice Geno, will be showing up in Tokotines. We'll open that raffle as soon as we can come February. Okay? And dun-dun-dun.
Sorry.
It's alright. I'm getting my winners now. For reals this time. And... Oop.
You got one more coming. Give me 1 second.
Alright. And the last one is coming right now. I can start with these top ones though, right?
Yep. Hold on. Another Takino.
We're good there. Yeah. Okay. So. Alright, so first winner. Dun dun dun. Our sweet Kier has won a male long mane, average standard Toko, tundra with accents, blankets, fleckings, and pangray, middle child.
Are you really reading all of these off?
Well, I can't share my screen to show them.
Go post them in Discord.
Oh, fine.
Or are you telling me to post these in Discord?
No, I'll go post them in Discord. Jeez. I'll need to... You need to go post them in Discord.
Why do I need to? Okay.
All right, so...
I will go post them. You read them.
Right.
Cray wants you to read them out loud.
Thank you, Cray. Jeez. Sheba has won a male natural mane standard Toko with snow roan merle with rose points, pangray, and vitiligo, middle child. Ezelyn has won male natural mane standard Toko with marked sable dun, tundra, and bear marks, middle child. And our grand prize winner, Locke, As Wanda, male, natural main. Dakino, Mark Cream, Res Seal Brown with middle child. All of these will have the middle child starter as one of the direct parent, as the direct, I think, father.
I think it has to be father.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a male starter. I need to go check.
Do lineages on these shit.
You just have to put one token on the lineage and call it done.
I do.
Yeah, you just put the sire on there and be done.
All right, I will have perms for you all in a minute when I'm not panicking.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, she panics about these things. I really need to just start setting up these raffles way more in advance so that she doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, I can't say these words. And I'm pretty sure there's debate on how you say that word.
Which one?
Pangre. Dun's like, it's Pangare. And I'm like,
Fight me.
I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to say it how I want to say it.
Okay. You're going to have to read the questions yourself because I've got to go post these perms.
Okay, apparently there's questions over in Discord. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go answer.
I can't post these yet because the middle child's not up yet. We will ping you all with perms as soon as the starters go up.
We know all of your names. Your DA names. In a less creepy version than it sounded when I first said it. Okay. So, looking at questions here. Is the minigame going to be free to play for all at will, or will failing it cause injuries? That's a really cool idea.
Well, don't give her those ideas, guys.
It's like a really cool idea. I really like it. So I still think it's going to be free to play. Pretty sure. And it might cause injuries now.
Damn it.
I promise there won't be crazy injuries. Let me see. And then next on the list, I have from Seer. When can we expect to see new CE prompts for the month? Jan or Feb. January or February, I think, is when the new CE prompts come out.
Yeah, I think they were working on them a couple days ago, so it'll be with open.
It should be with open? Okay, I didn't want to speak about that it wouldn't be. So it looks like it's January. We should have new prompts. And then, will Dakinos be allowed in Tokotines this year? I don't see a reason why they wouldn't be allowed in Tokotines this year. Yeah.
They'll be breedable with standards, which, always nice.
Yes, they are breedable with standards, so they should be able to get in to the breeding pools. And Tokotas might be allowed this year.
You know what? Tokotas may be.
Well, they can breed
we
with...
did let them last year.
Did we?
I thought maybe.
I thought we still held them out.
Yeah.
Tokotas should be allowed this year because we have twice as many as we used to have.
Locke says Tokotas are allowed last year.
Okay, cool. So Tokotas were allowed last year. Thank you, Locke. And Dakinos, I have literally no reason why they shouldn't be. So we should be good there as well. Okay. Playing off giving another alternative, maybe instead of injuries, like freezing you from playing for a day would be possible. It depends on how hard it is to do. I haven't built a ton of games.
This is a learning experience. Woo.
It's a big learning experience for us all. Specifically me. Yes. Dakinos are getting some of their own sub-prompts. I believe they were working on them this month.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. The question. Pretty sure this was touched on. Ignore if it's not. But are Dakinos getting their own sub-prompts in AOAs, etc., or they just fall under any Toko prompts? I believe they're getting at least some sub-prompts where they can. I see people are typing, so I will just get to their questions. Yeah. This is the point of the show where if you have a question about basically anything, now is the time to ask it.
We have a PSA. Cray reminded me because I'm catching back up with stream chat.
Okay.
Reminder from Saf to get your Tokos breedable during January if you're going to use them in Tokotines. Sign-up window, well, just like last year, B-Wall group is closed, so there's no rushing in February to try an AOA.
It was good for everyone's sanity.
Very good for everyone's sanity.
Yeah, they should get some sub-prompts for bonding as well. That would be correct. Dakinos getting sub-prompts for bonding. And then, let me see. When will the group be open? We are looking at the 4th for open. We have a lot to finish.
The 3-page to-do list is not a joke.
It's not a joke. Those
are single lines of things to do.
Yeah.
For 3 pages.
For 3 straight pages. And as this always goes, the moment we start breaking the to-do list in half, we discover another 2 pages of to-do list. So the 4th is the goal. Will Taquinos roll in bone flutes after open? Not right away. No. Taquinos will get added to bone flutes, but not right away. That'll likely happen closer to when they go into the starter pools.
And probably about then is when you will see abandoned Taquinos into activities.
Exactly. Since bonding might be mandatory for using boons and similar UTs, will they still have a self-made art only? You can collab.
You can collab, but the point of bonding is you bonding with your Toko.
Yes.
And that'll be essential for something else.
And you want to start doing your bondings, guys. There is a huge system called Constellations.
Oi!
Yes! She couldn't stop me.
Damn it!
Coming, hopefully this year. That is all about bonding.
Ugh.
Okay, for the backgrounds, are there any plans to make more that start at night and then turn to morning as you go up in hierarchy like the Oceanside one? Yes and no. There's not like a specific plan right now, but we are changing that dynamic. So as concepts come up that go outside of that norm, we were saying, yes, go do it.
I believe we have another world tour one that breaks that.
Oh, we do? Is it Alpine?
No. When Alpine's bored. Fuck.
I got her to spoil something.
Oh, why? No, I'm pretty sure it's Wetlands.
Okay, Wetlands. I think Wetlands breaks the style as well.
Again, another daft background.
Mm-hmm. And will Taquinos be activity exclusive like Akotas in Saber Mammoth? We're not sure yet. That's why it's not dropping right away.
Actually, Akotas show up in any dangerous game, I thought. Are they restricted to
but they're they I think technically they're just restricted to dangerous game.
Yeah, I was just wanting to clear that up.
Mm-hmm. So we're not totally sure yet. We will know during the time that we have given ourselves, those 2 months before all these things drop.
I love all our admins who sit here and help us. Akotas are restricted Dom activities, so cave, dive, dangerous game.
So Taquinos might go that way. It's because apparently Akotas are in cavings, divings, and dangerous game. Cool. All right. Speaking of bonding, if we bond our Tokos now, will the trait they have be relevant moving forward with bonding? And if so, would it be possible to redo the bond to change the trait if a different one fits better, whatever it is?
I thought we approved redo bonding rights. I was so sure Cass made a thread for that.
I think there's an ability to redo it once. Something that I am going to tell you about it is we have, I want to say, like 6 bonding traits, right? With the changes to bonding that are coming, which
you know, just heck with it. Just explain what's happening.
So a system is coming called Constellations. Constellations is going to be very well linked to bonding. And to start participating in the constellations and to start getting the things you need to do constellations, you need to have Tokos that are bonded beyond just level 1. A ton of people noticed that when we updated the bonding award, that it literally said like tier 1 or level 1 on it, which means there's more to come. And the higher levels come with other rewards, access to new systems that we're working on, and the ability to generate currency that is required for constellations. And everyone is going to want constellations because they come with... Can I say it?
No.
They come with cool bonuses you want.
That's the limit until we get there.
And that means there's a bonding level 2 and a bonding level 3 that is coming, and the trait that you have upgrades with your bonding level.
So yeah, prominent isn't that great now.
But the level 3 prominent might be more your speed.
Yeah. Bonding as it stands was a newbie-friendly early game thing, which is why things like prominent and resourceful gear towards it.
Yeah, most of the stuff you get in T1 is new game friendly.
Most of us have been here a while at this point.
Exactly. We just benefit from the bonding bundle and move on. Mm-hmm. And all that sweet, sweet HP.
Such good HP.
But the higher level ones will be more geared towards mid and end game things. All right. Any other questions? Do you get prizes for bonding level 2 and so on like you did with 1? Yeah, you do. There's prizes to be gained at each level. They're not exactly the same as what you got at a level 1. And there's someone else typing, so I'm going to give them a moment.
Did you know the Advent button is still on the thing even though I turned Advent off?
Probably.
Weird.
I should fix that, I guess.
You should fix that. With love.
As an add-on, does each bonding level give more HP? I want to say yes, but I will definitely need to go and check my document about it.
Check the document and check with Ocean if we don't have that set in stone yet, because 60 HP at 20 per level is a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we've set what the things were. We're waiting on Starfleet project to pick up traction again to move bonding on.
Which Starfleet fell on our plate. We were supposed to train some admins over the holiday break, but December's really busy, guys.
Really busy. Whew. Will we be getting a unicorn plushie since Borga has one in his sweet, sweet loot pile? I got a couple plushies, and I will probably be getting more for that.
Yes, please. More plushies.
But the plushies you get there may not go on your Tokos. All right. I can see that one more person is typing. I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon here because my dinner got here 2 hours ago.
Oh my god. How did you make this go over 2 hours?
I talk a lot.
You do.
Somebody has to. The voice of IPAC.
Disc says get wrecked.
My throat's feeling it right now. I'm kind of glad this soda's sitting here. Okay. You have 2 minutes to put in a question. If it's not typed in the next 2 minutes, then save it for next time or go to help chat. Will there be a player-associated rank for bonding like TCA, since we need to do a lot of bonding in the foreseeable future?
Bonding is kind of bonding is our system for individual Toko advancement. It's not player-based. It's Toko-based.
It's Toko-based, and the currencies and various things that you are going to want out of this, you will be able to farm with 2 or 3 Tokos. There will be situations where you may want to bond more up because of traits and various things, but you don't need more than your top 5 favorites to keep doing it with the plan we have in mind. Wait, plushies might not go on our Tokos. No, because they'll go into a collection shelf where I can do a lot more of that crap, and have collections, this, that, and the next thing without murdering our site. No, Furion, just no.
No abandoned pup bonuses. There's a reason we have to disclaimer that on every trait raffle we do. Lewis has said no. There are enough.
Has knives about this, okay? See, Lewis showed up to tell you no. To clarify for anyone, any change that resourceful eventually upgraded will have a chance to find abandoned pups, since it now gives you a chance to find abandoned supplies. No. Alright. Plushie collection badge when? When I get somebody to do art for it. And, farm, huh? Is this where our pile of dirt comes in? Oh, crap! I forgot to talk about that!
Oh my god, how did that not make your thing?
Because
our to-do list is huge.
Our to-do list is huge. Dirt's going to be used in gardening, everybody. I know that there was people going around collecting dirt, and I was like, oh no, because this has actual use. It's just not out yet. It's not like Toko Yuckies.
Let's see. That would be April that we're hoping for that with the Aga festival.
April, May, probably April when Aga's
Festival of
Flowers happened. We'll be introducing our gardening system on the site, and dirt will be required to garden. That's why we added it.
Oh, so, no, don't feel bad. Nobody knew.
No, please do not feel bad about that. It's why we told everybody so fast so that it didn't happen.
Also, it's why we were like, 64 piles of dirt. Minecraft reference and get you all ready.
And get you dirt for gardening. Whoops. So we will find dirt will be findable in activities, and there will be ways to purchase at least some dirt throughout the month.
Do we get a free lava pile to throw our extra dirt stacks into? I personally think it'd be great.
That's called the trading post. They will take your dirt and throw it into lava for you. Okay, let me see. Plushie collection shelf. Can that be a thing on our profile page where we can display it? It won't be on your profile page directly. It'll be a link off of your profile page.
Profile page is very heavy on things, and we've streamlined it over the year with the new thing, so it's probably unlikely we'll add more onto it.
Did you check off the itinerary as you went?
She actually did have an itinerary docked next to her little OBS window. It was great.
I didn't check things off, but I did have an agenda inside of my little doc. This new OBS is pretty awesome, and so I could stare at the document as I went, and I can just update this next time too.
Though, should we tell them that you only put that together 2 hours ago?
Whatever. It was in my head for like the last week and a half. A lot of Tokos exists in my head. And then, all right, Luck. Only because I like you. You're getting in 2 minutes late. Dirt throwing lava shopkeeper NPC went. When you draw it.
Don't tell Locke that. Locke will do.
But hey,
Locke made our lovely faction leaders.
I'm aware of that. Ergo. When she does.
Also, Borga is sitting here on the screen as proof that if you're given art, you're just going to do it.
I'm going to use it, yes. Art is expensive and hard to get people to finish, so.
And we try not to burn out our artists constantly.
Constantly.
Speaking of, I got some stuff from Red for after the podcast.
Oh, fun. Okay. Well, that has been our Welcome to the New Year's 2022 Tokotas.
Woo!
We're excited for this year. We hope you're excited for this year. Obviously, we still have a lot of stuff going on.
Our to-do list never ends.
The never-ending to-do list. I think we have like 4 documents called that at somewhere. All right, well, lots of love from Jill Dunn and the rest of the team. We will talk to you guys in chat. I'm going to go get dinner.
Same.
Bye, everybody.